Switzerland finally delivering upon their attacking potential and breaking out. It began with the opening goal from Johan Manzambi, who added then a second after Tariq Muhamedovic got sent off for Bosnia, who would then get a goal themselves. Welcome back into our Golazo Matchday studios alongside Troy Deeney and Marco Messina. I'm Chris Wittingham. And guys, we finally saw a game come to life in the second half. What do you think triggered that in your mind, guys?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing that it was 0-0 at halftime, and then we got the 5 goals. Not surprising for the result, because I think a lot of us thought Switzerland would win, and they could win big, but the manner in which it happened, and it really was the substitutions that made a huge difference. We kept saying in the final third, Switzerland were lacking the idea, lacking the composure, lacking the creation. Manzambi comes in 20 years old. So many expectations around this kid. Many thought maybe he could start for them. One of the biggest Swiss talents that they have, could break the transfer fee this summer, comes in and he's breaking the lines. He's starting through the middle, could go out wide, dribbling his man, creating opportunities. And then I think also Vargas, who won't get as much love as Manzambi, but man, was he good compared to the performance of Dan Ndoye, just more direct, getting the ball into the perfect areas. And this is the Switzerland we were waiting for. We were waiting for them to score goals and to finally be unlocked.
And obviously, you know, the sendings off does change the swing of it. But two subs come in, both with the personality and the identity of, I'm going to impact this game. I'm going to be the one who does it. I'm going to be the one who wins. And they literally just went on with a clear identity of, right, that's my wing, my fullback. I'm going to beat you every single time. I'm going to make something happen. And what was it, 74th minute before he comes on to 72, scores in 74. Obviously, the sending off is around the 80th minute, and then it just gets into this. Unfortunately, that's kind of. It's good that they scored the 4 goals, but it's like, you did it with 10 men. Is that what you needed? You needed that up to get it right. I feel like Switzerland could have done this from the start, but great for them and great for your 2 bets, I believe.
Yes, we both had Switzerland to win and Breel Mbolo to score or assist, and Mbolo gets the assist for the second goal. But sort of on the impetus of the changes, how much do you think that reflects poorly on the players that come off, namely Dan Ndoye, who started off that left side? And do you think now Switzerland, look, sometimes it happens within tournaments where you find the answers from the middle of it. Do you think you see Manzambi and Vargas from the start of the next game?
I think... I don't know. I think Ndoye has to have an end product. I think he does a lot. I think as a coach, you'd look and go, he does a lot of really good things. But those vitally important ones, the goals, the assists, the ones that keep you in a team, he's just not doing it. And a lot of his shots, especially today, were like, when he needs to lace it and put real power in it, he's trying to pass it and guide it. And then when he's tried to shot from the edge of the area, like 25 yards out.
He's trying to guys in front of him.
Exactly. He's trying to pass it through 3. There's another one. He runs into the box. He's got 2 men up because they've just had transition. You back him into the box. Like, okay, show me a little bit of skill because they can't touch you. He takes the easy option, tries to shoot through. He's been really disappointing. And then, in true Ndoye fashion, hits the overhead kick, and you're like, where did that come from? So like, he has the ability there, and that must be so frustrating, not only for the coach but for his teammates, because it's like, I guarantee you, without watching the training, he's one of the best trainers because he'll do all these things, he has the ability to do it. But in games is where it only matters. I've played with so many players that when they was in training, you're like, wow, you have the ability to go and play for whatever. Put them in a match, it's like, where's 2 different people? And I just need to see that Ndoye turn up, because it's been 2 years now and we're not seeing it consistently. And those players, unfortunately, there's so many of them that turn up, they go, great, all this expectation, and you've got 2 young kids now who are coming into the pitch going, my turn, let me show you.
And I feel like there's so many tournaments that we could reference, teams that go on and go deep in tournaments where something special happens off the bench. And the guy who is the starter, who's in the coach's plans, it ends up going out of favor. And I think they're in a perfect position now because they're going to play in their last match against Canada, where they'll pretty much be in control of their destiny, right? If they win that, they could top the group. And I think it's hard to keep somebody like Manzambi on the bench after what he did, because of the impact he had, the energy that he brought to the team. This was a Swiss team that had a fantastic qualifying campaign. Only England had a better defensive record than them. So they can stay compact defensively. I know you like that one. They could stay compact defensively. They had 8 different goal scorers. They could get goals from everywhere. It was just waiting for that moment in the final third to be there. And maybe those are the 2 guys that were just needed in this match to ask the right questions for this team. Because, again, I have high expectations for this Swiss team. They had disappointed me for the first game and then the first half of this match. They have high expectations for themselves, saying that they're one of the best teams in the entire world.
That's wild, though. You know, since '94, we talked to the players that they've had over the course of their time since '94, and this is the first time they've scored 4 goals. I think that's a bit of a disappointing stat for Switzerland, but they'll be happy. I think up to 72 minutes, they'll be going, oh, there's so much to work on. And then it just shows how quickly, from a coach's mind and how everyone will look at a game, 15 minutes of brilliance and goals. And now it's like, oh, we could be great. We could top the group. Mm-hmm. I wonder now the problems are who's going to start next week as opposed to how do we get the goals. So it's a good result. I still think the performance leaves question marks personally.
Yeah, and you wonder as well, obviously Manzambi can kind of come on and make this change from the bench, but when you're in from the start, it's a kind of a different thing. You have to bring that sort of impetus and energy from the beginning of the game. How much would Switzerland think now about winning the group as opposed to being runner-up with, Canada and Qatar still to play? Do you think that there is that idea for now, they went into this thinking that they were the best team in the group. Do you see them as the team that can go on to win it?
For me, 100%. Mm-hmm. Coming into this, I had no doubts that they would top the group just because of what they've shown us in the last years. Being in big matches, being in high-pressure situations. The result against Qatar was a disappointing one where they created a lot, they didn't score. I think they'll have so much confidence going up against Canada. And we know with Canada, they like to press, they like to stay high up. I think Switzerland has a lot of ball-playing defenders that can build out of that pressure. And then they have this speed and they have a lot of depth as well now, since we're saying that there's question marks on who could start, who needs to be on the bench. For me, it's all in Switzerland's hands. They got over the hump now, and it could be smooth sailing.
How much are they wanting that Qatar game back now? Because the likes of Granit Xhaka, obviously, he's getting to an age. Obviously, he looks after himself, but you'd much prefer to be in a position where you've got 6 points at this moment, and then looking at it, go, maybe we could rest a few, not give too much away against Canada, because Canada may have to come into that game desperate to win it just to go through, and you could be in a position of, we know we've got 6 points, we're good, let the kids play, give some rotation and rest people up. So it just shows how important it is to get the job done at every opportunity. Especially
when they were so dominant in that game against Qatar. They were the better side by miles, and then they're just playing with their food, and then in the 94th minute, they give away a header, and next thing you know, you have to play a little bit more. From a Bosnia perspective, we'll get into a bit more, but when you look at their position now in the group, they have 1 game left to play against Qatar. If they win that game, they almost certainly go through. It's not maybe the way you would have drawn it up, especially with the Muhamedovich sending off is a big deal now for them, but still they're in the position that they would hope to be in going into that final game of the group stage.
Yeah, it's still in their hands, isn't it? But been a little bit disappointed because you say it's in their hands, but what are they known for? Being defensively solid, having a lot of draws, not conceding too many goals, not making too many chances. Now you have to go into that game knowing you have to win, knowing you have to score. How do you change that? It'd be interesting when we get Asmir on a little bit later, whether he now thinks the coach has to go with the 2 younger, quicker, wider players who are a little bit more free-spirited. But also on the flip side to that, you've just lost your best centre-back. So how do you now build from the back to give these guys the platform to showcase who they are? It'd be really interesting now for Bosnia and what they want to do. I think it's going to be a difficult game for them because it's everything they don't like to do.
My mind went the same place. Does he go in this match against Qatar with Aljabegovic and Bajraktarovic, right? Because we said before this game, all right, you're playing Switzerland, you're playing a difficult team. Let's be a little bit more conservative. Let's see what we get with these crosses in the box to Edin Dzeko. But I think if you told any Bosnian at the start of the World Cup, you'll have 1 point going into the 3rd game against Qatar, right? You win, you're going to have at 4 points. I think anyone would have taken it against the host nation, Canada, and then against the Switzerland team that, again, we look at their history and what they've done in recent competitions, knocking out the big dogs. I think they're not in a bad position. The way that they lose this game and the way that it falls apart in the 74th minute, I think leaves a bitter taste in your mouth. But it's the Muharremovic, the fact that they're not going to have him. And then deeper on into the competition, where do they go from here? But I still think they'll feel very confident against you have to respect Qatar because they got the draw, but I think Bosnia has more quality than Qatar.
on Muhamedovic, because you track him a fair bit, given that not only is he playing currently for Sassuolo, but he's one of these players that gets a fair bit of praise as a young and up-and-coming center back to maybe go on to one of the bigger clubs. I saw Inter have been quite significantly linked with him. Does that, obviously, it's sort of the one moment on a big stage where he gets sent off and he gets beaten behind by Embolo. Does it give you any worries about him?
No, I still think that watching him one game here, but I've watched him for 38 for an entire season with Sassuolo and seeing his development from Juventus to then go to Sassuolo. And as you mentioned, Inter has been interested in him. All the big teams want to try to get him. He was in a bad position. He makes the tackle. He's trying to make that last ditch. I mean, even for a second, we were wondering if he might have gotten the ball or not. He's still a young defender. I don't take any drastic.
Part of the development, though, is as that ball gets turned over, he's squared up. So the ball's right in front. He's here looking straight at it. And Bodo does really well and does it all strikers. He pulls on the angle. He has to know that this is a big old gap. So the only tweaks, and these are little things that he'll learn as he gets obviously a little bit older, but as that comes, he needs to be half turned, ready to run that way because he has the pace. That's why if you think he's going from this straight position, face it, and he goes that way, so he's able to turn and catch up with Embolo. If he'd have been on the half turn, he makes that tackle and he cleans up. I think the Italian league does suit him in terms of it never really gets too exposed, does it? The Italian game is very much tactical breakdown. We're going to play through the lines.
Sassuolo sit in like Bosnia as well.
But when he got exposed there and you need to go and do it, that's where I think you struggled. If you're going to go to Inter because they're going to have a lot of the ball, they're going to be open. So if they turn the ball over, then can you defend? Also in the Champions League, you can't always sit in. So just think for his development, this might actually be a really good red card for him because he now gets to look back and watch and go, okay, what can I do better than that? But he's a talented young player, but some amateur defending at times.
It will be a big miss for Bosnia Herzegovina on their final game of the group against Qatar, a game that they now must win. Today, though, against Switzerland, it was a 4-1 defeat at the hands of the Swiss side. We'll continue on with much more on the World Cup after this. Stay here on the Golazo Network.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me.
Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events.
It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion!
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others, but they're not like us. We need to get out of here now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And we live the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad in my camp.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started.
want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money. What's the plan here?
Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
Switzerland beating Bosnia Herzegovina by 4-1 in Los Angeles. It was a breakout of goals in the final 20 minutes of the match after there were none in the first 70. Manzambi with a brace, Ruben Vargas, and Granit Xhaka with a late penalty as well. Ermin Mamic, which to be fair, a very nice goal for Bosnia, but ultimately fruitless in a 4-1 defeat. And for more on this match, let's bring in former Bosnia-Herzegovina international Asmir Begovic. And Asmir, an unfortunate result for Bosnia in this one. Where do you feel the performance went wrong in the second half?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very much the same story as probably in the first game. As the game goes on, the Bosnian team becomes weaker. The opponent becomes stronger. I think the strength and depth is showing with their opponents, and the lack of strength and depth is showing with Bosnia. It's been a very, very similar story. Of course, doesn't excuse the capitulation in this manner. I don't think any team will take this in a good way. But yeah, it's a difficult loss. I think overall, again, to have 1 point out of these two games is not the end of the world. I think there's still something to play for in the last game, but definitely a difficult result to take.
Asmir, before you came on, I was just saying that I think having to win the last game is actually the worst thing for Bosnia, because you have to change the way that they play. They can't sit in, be very resilient. Now you have to take the game to the opponent. But just going back to what you said earlier on, do you think now they have to play the two younger players, the wider players who are a bit more carefree, a bit more exciting? They have to kind of go for it or not?
Well, I think they do, Troy, and I really think they should have done this in the first couple of games. But again, that's my opinion. And you know, you're at this World Cup only, every so often. It's our second ever major tournament. To be so conservative, I think, be so defensive. I know it's worked. It's worked to a certain extent with having 7 draws in the last 9 games. But I think to try and win games and really take it to opponents, it leaves you really with no other option. Because if they're sitting back, if you concede 1 or 2 goals, it's very difficult to kind of go the other way. But anyway, looking to Qatar, I don't think the approach is going to change too much, because I don't think it's in their DNA and the way they've done things over the last couple of years. But I do think they have to find some more creative energy from these players, just a bit more offensive play, because otherwise, even Qatar, what we've seen, is not going to be easy to beat.
Bosnia have been so good because defensively they don't concede a lot of goals and they stay tight. How do you think that changes without Muharemovic there in the final game against Qatar?
Yeah, I mean, he changes because he's a quality player and really talented young player. And I think this is a bit of a setback for him. But I think in his overall development going forward, it's a great lesson for him to learn from. So I think on a personal note, I think there's a positive way of looking at it. I think as a team, it won't change too much. Whether Mujakic comes in, again, they defend very much as a collective in numbers. So I think whoever comes in will have enough protection from his teammates. So I don't think it changes too much. Again, the collective strength will give whoever's coming into the team a bit more of a backup in that way.
Now, when we talk about Bosnia now going forward in this match against Qatar, we talked about the approach, but do you have a measure of confidence that they'll be able to get it done and progress through to the next round?
Well, this Canada-Qatar match coming up is going to be huge, because obviously, might be a must-win for Qatar. It might not. So we have to wait and see what the actual situation looks like going into the game. But I think for Bosnia, you have to go into this game against Qatar trying to win. You want to go to this World Cup. You want to try and get a win in a World Cup. We did it in 2014. There was nothing to play for in our last game, but we still wanted to give it a really good go in the last game and get a win, which we did. It's a really nice feeling. So no matter what happens, I think for Bosnia, it'll be really important to try and get a win on the board and then see how the group and whatever the situation falls their way.
Asmir, weirdly then, do you want a Canada win, right? So that Qatar have to come out and have to try and beat. That would play into Bosnia's setup, right, in what you're saying?
I would agree. Yeah, I would love a Canada win in that regard, because the last thing Bosnia would want is Qatar to sit in and go into a low block and put 10, 11 players behind the ball. So hopefully Canada win, and it's a bit more of an open game in the last game.
Yeah.
I know you sort of alluded to it before, and I know after a 4-1 defeat, it's not nice to say this, but before the tournament, if I told you you'd have 1 point in 2 games against the host nation and against a Switzerland that have been amazing, and you're going into a match against Qatar, who only just got their first ever point in a World Cup, would you take this? Would you be happy? Would you think that it would be successful at least up until that point?
I think if you look at the big picture and where this team has come from, we talked about it before the first game. There isn't a huge amount of expectation and pressure on this team. So, yes, to answer your question, having that 1 point, especially if everything's to play for in the last game, you would take that all day long. At the same time, I think looking at it from, someone who's been in the game, and you guys will know, this sort of defeat is not good for anyone. I think Switzerland, we made Switzerland look like Brazil, and France today, and that's the disappointing part. It wasn't a close fought game. I think Switzerland dominated for majority of the game, and I think the manner of the defeat is going to hurt the team. Now, what it might do is might light a fire a little bit for the whole team, and just like I said, go in the last game and actually, take the shackles off and give it a bit of a go and try and win that game.
Asmir, real quick, but you've been obviously at a World Cup. The games come quick and fast. There's not many training days now. How do you expect Bosnia to try and get an attacking impetus with the limited amount of days? You've got Edin Dzeko. I saw his game very closely today, very frustrated and not getting the service. How do you fix that when you're in a World Cup, schedule that's really, really tight?
It's very difficult, and probably not likely to happen. You are what you are. I think going into these tournaments, you can adjust it a little bit with personnel and certain different qualities some players might have than others, which goes back to our earlier point about trying to play the 2 players, give them a bit more freedom and try and create those chances, because, Edin Dzeko is 40 years old, and as great of a player as he has been, he's not going to be able to create too many chances on his own. So he does need the service, and he has to have players around him who are going to be able to give him that service. And if they do, I would back Edin to take most of those chances. So it's something, I think, more of a mentality shift. I don't think you can implement patterns, a different philosophy and a way of playing. I think it's just a bit of a mentality shift where, maybe the manager does take a bit of the pressure off and lets the lads express themselves a little bit more.
Unfortunately for Asmir and for Bosnia Herzegovina, it is a 4-1 defeat today in Los Angeles. Asmir, we look forward to chatting with you around that Qatar match. It'll be a big one. Thank you, sir.
See you, big man.
Thank you, guys.
That is Asmir Begovic with a conversation there on Bosnia after their defeat today. Let's take a look at the SofaScore ratings for this one and the individual performances from all the players. Troy, these are your favorites. Let's take a look at them.
Personally
Let me guess, before we show it, the sub was the best. Let me guess. There we go.
Well, and actually both subs, him and Vargas.
What do I know?
Get the best ratings.
Do you disagree with that?
No, I just know that if you score goals, you get the number one.
Okay, but you agree.
He was impactful when he came on.
Do you think the goalkeeper should get a 5.9?
No.
He had to pick the ball out of the net once with no shots to save, and that was what it is. Again, look, it's okay.
Okay.
It's okay.
I think it's rather fair. Xhaka improved as well as the game started to go on.
8.1?
Maybe not. Maybe not an 8.1, but he did improve once he had the runners on the goal with Vargas. And
gets a goal as well. That'll increase.
Oh yeah, that jumps it by 1.5. Easy. Granted, it was very basic, and again, he needed to do more. But when they went to 10 men, obviously the game came into his pattern, and obviously scores a penalty. But for me, the 2 subs were the key deciders in the game. But you already know. Again, this is how the stats don't make no sense to me. So,
why you agree with a lot of it?
Manzambi scored 2 off the bench, right? He's the same as Vargas. So what does the metrics tell you? That they just make up a number? 8.2, that'll do.
He also got an assist as well. He had a goal and an assist up from the bench, Ruben Vargas. So, he's making impact on the goal.
Assist is the same as a goal now? What we did?
Oh, he created it. It was a great chance he created.
Okay.
Let's move then to Bosnia Herzegovina.
No matter what, you're going to be mad. No matter what.
All right, let's go to Bosnia Herzegovina's ratings then. And I can't say I'm terribly surprised if the ratings are fairly negative towards the players. And I think it really just shows that for the most part, other than Mamic, who comes on and scores a banger of a goal, that for the most part, it was a poor performance.
Is that what you're looking at?
So the guy who got sent off was better than the fullbacks. What's going on? Hey, Eddie Dzeko was the best player on the pitch for Bosnia. I thought Ivan Sudic was pretty good, to be fair, but the fact that the centre back who got sent off is highly rated. It's difficult for me to. You actually, you know what? I know I'm right because you're not telling me off.
Yeah.
So I know I'm doing all right. Yeah.
on this one, I'll give you the pass.
And then, of course, let's focus on Manzambi, who came off the bench in the game and had a nice impact in the match. So here are his statistical figures for this one. It's a quick impact. He comes on, plays just the 19 minutes. In those 19 minutes, for the first time ever at the World Cup, 5 goals in the final 20 minutes of a match, including second half stoppage time. He gets 2 goals on 2 shots and was incredibly impactful. The figures can tell you one thing, but it really was about the sort of different mentality. It was much more aggressive. It was much more take the game to the opponent than anyone who was playing in the game before he came on.
Yeah, and surprisingly, only 1 in 4 dribbles was successful. But watching the game, it felt like he gave you more because even though he was on the field for 19 minutes, 4 times he ran at the fullback and said, right, I'm going to make your day difficult. Again, every now and again as a forward player, you have those days, 2 shots, 2 goals. You go, wow, I wish that could happen every week. But look at his shot map, pop it up in different areas. That's what's really important for me. And a 19-minute spell was very, very good. And hopefully for him, moving forward, there could be in a situation where he plays more regularly. But the problem is when you're a sub and you do this type of thing, when you start, you're expected to do this type of thing just for a lot longer period. So very difficult for him to maintain that level.
He's the youngest player to come off the bench as a sub and score 2 goals in the World Cup, which is pretty impressive.
Who gave you that stat? Because you never did.
No, it wasn't. SofaScore. SofaScore whispered it to us. I was also impressed just where he was everywhere.
Yeah.
He was everywhere. He would cut in from the middle. You could see that he picked up the ball a little bit deeper at times because he wanted to drive at his defender and just ask those questions. So the fact that he started in the middle, even went out wide, went out left, went out right, I think he was the energy that was just missing in the final third for this Swiss team, and I hope we get to watch him again.
One big difference from when he came on in the first game is he wasn't shooting at every opportunity. I think that young, youthful, I want to score at a World Cup kicked in the first game, and I think in the second game we saw more of his actual game and what he could bring to the team. So hopefully he can do that more and more.
I think that's an overall theme we're seeing, too, with other national teams. I was listening to Senegal, Chow, the coach of Senegal, saying we need to bring in the youth because they give enthusiasm to the older squad, the older players in the squad. You have to find that sort of balance, even if it's a team that's achieved good stuff, because the Swiss have been on a good run. They've gone knocked out big competition. When you throw in those young players, you just get a different spirit about the team. And I think it also pushes some of the veteran players. And on the reverse, you see a lot of national teams who only rely on their older players, and they lose that hunger. They lose that bit of spark.
Yeah, and he certainly brought it from the bench, and we have to imagine that we'll see him at some point from the start for Switzerland over the course of this tournament. Might even be in their next match against Canada. Now, that'll wrap up our coverage for Switzerland against Bosnia Herzegovina. Much more on the World Cup is coming up on the Golazo Network.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me.
Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events.
It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion!
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others. But they're not like us. We need to get out of here now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it? The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad would want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
This is Golazo Matchday, and we're talking about some of the teams that are making their debuts at the FIFA World Cup so far. We saw Uzbekistan turn in a solid performance against Colombia in their 3-1 defeat. Curacao against Germany, they got their goal. Cabo Verde as well. We're obviously the story of the first match day of the tournament. Here are the results for those teams. Cabo Verde getting that 0-0 with Spain. Jordan, unfortunately, losing by 3-1, but giving a real tough go to Austria out in Santa Clara. Curacao lost by 7-1, and Uzbekistan losing by 3-1 to Colombia. And we see these teams adding something different to the tournament. It's part of the expanded field of the tournament. We're going to see this more often as this tournament is growing. For these nations that are here for the first time, what do you think success looks like for them? Is it just Cabo Verde getting a point? Is it like Curacao, we finally scored a goal at a World Cup?
It definitely is just taking anything you could get, even getting a point. I listened to Uzbekistan's coach Cannavaro talk, and he said if we could get a point in this round, in the entire stage, it would be huge for us because we're moving on to the Asian Cup, and that's a way for us to develop and to get experience. And I think the biggest thing is, I know some people don't like the expanded 48-team format, and I don't want to see it be expanded more than this, but I do love the storylines that are coming here because I think also the trickle-down effect. You're going to see the next generations from young players from these countries that are going to be inspired by watching them at the World Cup. Every single player you talk to that turns into a star remembers watching their country at a World Cup, watching those moments, their superstars, their heroes who they want to emulate. And then, of course, that grows the game in those countries. And a lot of those teams starting to be really technical, good with the ball, have proper ideas, and just lacking maybe a little bit of experience.
And all of them are building national centres as well now. For football to keep growing, but they're also going in their hometown, like, okay, we're going to do it from the grassroots level, which I think is the most important. Getting these young kids, and then, yes, you might suffer for 4, 5, maybe even 10 years, but then you'll have an absolute wheelhouse and a conveyor belt of people that just keep coming through because of this opportunity. Not only did they get to see their heroes, but also they got the money that comes from a World Cup, the exposure that comes from it. You can make heroes overnight. So I think it's great. I think there's loads of storylines and loads of culture that we probably, like myself, quite ignorant, if I'm being totally honest. I'm a lazy so-and-so. So I don't really get to travel to these places because I've got 5 kids and they want to go to Disneyland instead. So it's an opportunity for me to understand about cultures, you know?
Yeah, learn more about the world. I think that's one of the things that we've seen in the last 8 to 10 years is with the Nations League in some continents where, you look at, for example, in CONCACAF, there are teams that play World Cup qualifiers and then they would do nothing until the next World Cup qualifiers in which they really had no chance of qualifying. So then the Nations League gives you something to play for. Then, you know, you had the Gold Cup. And then now World Cup qualifying, you actually have a chance. And so there are nations now that can aspire and can actually do things in between the 4 years of World Cups in which they're actually building up their national football programs.
Yeah, it's just Italy that aren't, isn't it?
Every segment.
I'm just saying it's not. Which route you going? Old, young? Who's the manager?
Of us?
Yeah.
We have no president of the federation, let alone manager.
I would start there.
He thinks it was a dig, but it was actually a valid point.
Well, Troy, I mean, if you want to learn about the world, you can, of course, go to Epcot Center and go around the world and visit all the countries.
Yeah, I've done that. It was boring. Yeah.
Really? No, you didn't learn? You didn't learn about the countries?
I'll be honest with you.
Try different drinks?
Like I said, 5 kids. There's too much happening. I need another holiday after I take them on holiday. So any parents watching, you know exactly what I mean.
Fair enough.
Let's talk about the team that really has captured the most attention among the debutants. That, of course, being is Cabo Verde with their incredible result against Spain. And we have talked about it, Troy, a fair bit. Just the way that they approach the game, not just in terms of we're just here to survive, don't hurt us, but actually they had a proactive idea of when they did get the ball, which is difficult to get off of Spain, to actually go and do something and look a threat on the counter, and they almost won with a header at the end of the match.
But I said they needed nicked it towards the end. I say nicked it because nicked it is a very difficult thing to say, actually. They actually waited for those opportunities. How many games have we watched, whether that be in a league or in a Champions League, where a team is really defensively solid and we go, feels like they're going to win, feels like they're going to get a chance. And that was the Cape Verde one. And I feel like if they would have won that, with that, let's say the header right at the end goes in. Can you imagine the storyline? Can you imagine just how big not only the goalkeeper, every player would have been on Instagram, and what that would have done not only for the team and the confidence going for the World Cup, just for that island as well, and for everyone to be going, okay, who is this? And the storylines and even tourism for the country would have been great. So yeah, really, really good. They've been great. I feel like we're going to go somewhere else. I feel like you're waiting for me to say something stupid, so
No, we're delighted with your positivity and enthusiasm.
You do that real soon. I think it also shows I'm looking at the graphic that we have over there, over 13.7 million Instagram followers. It also shows the power of the World Cup. And I think sometimes some of my friends in America who are not well versed with the sport yet, who are getting into it, cannot fathom how big and how large the World Cup is. One group stage match can change a player overnight and have more followers, we've already joked about, than the Yankees and was it Patrick Mahomes and
Bruno Fernandes was the one you found?
All of these.
That's what you aspire to, isn't it? Those type of followers, because you do a lot for Instagram.
And listen, I can't make the saves like him. But look, he peaked at 40. We still got time. You never know.
Not long.
The 9 years. Another good example of you don't have to be the 22-year-old wonder kid.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes
you don't have a father or grandfather qualifies for some nation, and maybe I
got to check my LinkedIn messages.
Yeah, you got to check your LinkedIn.
Never know.
You got to check your LinkedIn. You'll be starting in goal in the next World Cup.
Did you hear this
I have
story?
heard this story.
I saw Chris. You explained it really well. Was it Lopez, the defender?
Yeah. Pico Lopez. Yeah, who was eligible through a grandfather who's born in Ireland, lived in Ireland his entire life, but managed to find his way into the national team. After ignoring a message 9 months earlier, he said, yes, I'll play for the national team.
Right?
Yeah, it was in Portuguese. Yeah. It was brilliant.
That's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. And to actually make an impact in the game, and a profound one as well. If not for him, they'd probably give up a goal towards the end of the match. It's such a great story. Now, on the subject of new things at this World Cup, the matches in Seattle have a rarity to them because they have been partnered up with a Native American tribe, the Puyallup tribe. And Nico Cantor has more of that story as he's in Seattle, part of our coast-to-coast coverage.
Hey guys, we spent the day with the Puyallup tribe here in Seattle. They are an essential part of the community because they are vibrant. They are keeping their language alive. We got to talk to some people on the council about Lushootseed, their native language, and how it was close to the border of extinction. And through several years of working on it, they have managed to find enough people from the Puyallup tribe that not only memorize it, but use it in the day-to-day and are actually speaking their language. You have to ask, though, what does all of this have to do with the World Cup? Well, before every match at the stadium in Seattle, there is a land acknowledgement that a World Cup match is taking place on the ground of the first people. And I don't think that happens in a lot of places where football is being played. And I think that's something beautiful that we keep on discovering about our country, that even us, we go to these places all around the world. I've been to so many World Cups and learned so much about the local culture, but even in the World Cup on our soil, you're still learning about the history of the land that then became our nation, and so many people that have become a part of it, their languages, their cultures. everything about it makes it so beautiful and so Seattle, really. Seattle before it even had its name. And you keep on learning, and it took football to bring us here, CBS Sports Golazo, and shed a little light on a particular pocket of this country, the Puyallup people.
Thank you very much, Nico, for that report. And it is one of those great details of every individual market. I was in Kansas City for that opener between the United States and Paraguay, and they have their own flair. There were people that were there saying, Argentina's brought their own thing, and there's been all these meshing of cultures, and each host city is bringing something different to the party.
Nico did a great job on that, and I think that's what's really special about sending him this coast-to-coast series, because there are so many stories that can be told. And I think the thing that I love when I was a kid about the World Cup is that you learn about different countries and you learn about different cultures. It's a way to connect. Anywhere we go around the world, whenever we travel, any country you go to, you can name one player and then you find out about them and you find some words. So I didn't think in the United States there was this deep of a connection, to be honest, just because I've never been there. So for Nico to explore that is great.
Yeah.
He also has to pay for that kid's food drop, by the way. I don't know if you guys caught that, but
I've just been reliably informed that Nico, the lovely gentleman that he is, also paid for that ice cream as well. So he's...
Are we sure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe on a company credit card. But no, it is great, and I actually think it couldn't have been with a better person. Nico Canto is actually well-versed in so many languages, but he's also really brought in his knee onto every culture, every history. He loves it. So it's great that we're sending Nico on that. Not sure about the RV. The RV will probably stink, but it's great that he's on there.
Would you join him?
Absolutely not. There's not enough money.
For a few days?
No. Actually, you know what? I've got a newborn. Maybe. Give me 2 nights, Kip. I might go there.
For England guaranteed to go to the final, you got to spend 1 week with him on the RV. Would you do it?
Yeah, we're going to the final anyway, so yeah, why not?
There we go.
What about you win the thing?
Win the thing? I might move in.
You got to spend the rest of the 30 days with him.
Thanks so much, Nico.
Someone's not coming out alive.
Yes.
For you too.
Thanks so much, Nico, for following that report. We'll have much more coverage of the World Cup on the way here on the Golazo Network.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me.
Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events.
It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in 2 worlds.
There are others. But they're not like us. We need to get out of here now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Tell me, can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started.
I
want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
This is Golazo Matchday. Getting you ready for the third match on this Wednesday here, or excuse me, Thursday. Today's Thursday, right? Of the FIFA World Cup between Canada and Qatar. Who knows what day it is? Yeah. This is football all the time. It's football day. And here's what the Canada fans look like going in towards BC Place, the home of the Vancouver Whitecaps and the home of Canada and Qatar from 6 p.m. Eastern. Great to see Canada playing in multiple cities throughout this World Cup. And this is an incredibly big game for Jesse Marsch's team heading into the second game of the World Cup. After they drew that opener against Bosnia Herzegovina 1-1, they packed on all sorts of pressure in the second half, but they couldn't get the reward. They are still in search of their first win at this World Cup. They're going to have to keep pace with Switzerland in order to go and win this group. How can they find a different level in this game where they can actually go and get over the line?
You know what? Actually, a lot of it's just taking their chances. I thought Jonathan David had 3 or 4 big chances in the first half. Sounds like I'm talking about Juventus again, but he does everything right up until the box. And I thought they had massive chances to win that game, and they allowed Bosnia to get into it and then feel that they could win the game. But then on the other side to that, once they got it even, they still had more chances to win. So I think it's all about just taking your chances and having that composure. And I think that's why Larin goes into the starting lineup.
It's a first point in a World Cup for both of these teams, then, right? The last match.
Yes.
For Qatar it was, and for Canada it was. I think more pressure's on Canada tonight to put on the showing. Yeah, they created their opportunities against Bosnia, but I also thought they lacked in a lot of the passes. They were sloppy. We know how Jesse Marsch wants to play, but I actually think that favors Qatar because of the way that Qatar hit out on the counter against Switzerland. So it should be interesting.
Yeah, they could have scored Qatar in the first 5 minutes of that game against Switzerland, and then, of course, they get the chance at the very end as well. Let's take you into the starting 11s for this one, starting first with the host nation Qatar. Host nation Canada. This is the last time that they were the host nation.
I've never seen you make a mistake once. That's 2 in 2 minutes.
So there you go. 2022 or 2026 now here. Let's take a look at Canada. I just need to shut up. Who's got the Canada team?
I'll take it. So 2 changes for Canada. Miller's been dropped and Ahmad comes in on that left-hand side. Real pace and power again. This team is set for me to be really good. Larin comes in up top as well to partner Jonathan David. I think this actually might suit Jonathan David because Jonathan David needs to play more of a 10 role and be free to go and get on the ball. But it's going to be a huge game for Kone in midfield to support and break up that back 5, including the goalkeeper. All stays the same. Got a little bit of love on the bench now as well, some more options, and also Alphonso Davies back on the bench. So that's a good sign for Canada. Hopefully they don't have to use him and let him build up and be ready for the next game if needed.
Yeah, Davies, that option from the bench. It's Richie Larea who starts again at left back. Ali Ahmed was impressive in that first match as well in the starting 11. As for Qatar and Julian Lopetegui's side, Marco, what stands out to you about their group?
Up top, Akram Afif. He's been one of the stars of Asian football for a long time, for years. He's an expert goal scorer. He's kind of like a Swiss Army knife for Lopetegui because he could start out wide, he could cut into the midfield, he could just provide a lot, doesn't always show up in the big moments. So this is going to be important for him, especially because they're going to be hitting out on the counter. The big weakness in this team is defensively. They conceded 24 goals in 10 games during their qualifying matches. So Boalem Koki in the back, 36 years old, very experienced. Lopetegui relies on him a lot. Going to be his last World Cup. He needs to help lead that back line. It's massively important for them. The coach has lots of experience. The game plan is very simple. It's hit on the counter, be resilient, try to focus on set pieces, and pull exactly what they did against Switzerland. Try to do it one more time against the host nation.
That is the ideal for this Qatar side, who do have that point from the opening game, and I'll try and cause yet more problems to the host nation. We love predictions from random places throughout the World Cup. These are otters predicting who is going to win this one, and none of them have yet to make that decision.
The draw.
And yeah, there we go. All right, now some are heading towards Canada. There we go. Canada it is, I suppose, according to the otters ahead of this one.
It's getting out of hand now. Cats, dogs, otters.
The thing is that you got to keep trying to find the ones who have an incredible hit record. Was it the fish one year that had like a great World Cup?
Octopus too.
The octopus, that's right.
That?
The octopus had a great go of it.
Troy's loving this.
Yeah.
This is his favorite segment after the SofaScore one.
Yeah, I don't know what's worse, this or SofaScore. Look, it's good fun.
So why not? Canada.
The world's gone bad.
Canada's going to have a go at this one. We'll have our betting preview of this one next. Stay with us on Golazo Matchday.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me.
Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events.
It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others. But they're not like us. We need to get out of here now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And we live the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Tell me, can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gotta blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
This is Golazo Matchday, and this is what it looks like in British Columbia, Vancouver, one of the most beautiful cities in North America, right there on the water. BC Place is the venue as Canada take on Qatar in the 6 p.m. kickoff here in the World Cup. Canada hoping to get their first ever win, and they could do it on home soil. It would be incredible for them to do so. And of course, on the eve of this one, we do want to bring in our man Buckets, who is our gambling expert throughout the tournament, bringing us his picks. And let's see how we've done with our bets so far today.
Let's check in.
Let's check in.
Shall we?
See.
Someone was
Let's
laughing.
look at the update
earlier on.
Interesting.
Oh.
Win plus Embolo, goal or assist anytime plus 160 is a winner, Marco Messina.
Not laughing anymore.
We got laughed at by Buckets earlier on because he had to go for the plus 1044 on Demirovic plus a Switzerland win.
How
much did you win? How much did you win?
Oh,
$16.
More than you.
Right, exactly. That's
I'll give you 20
than zero.
More than you, bro.
The viewers following along with us put $100 on it. It's $160.
Ndoye, your favorite player, Ndoye. Why'd you put the bet on him, Troy?
Hey, I went for the odds. This is what I do. I try to hit home runs.
Buckets, what do you got to say?
I'd rather hit a home run out of every 4 bets than a bunch of, sacrifice bunts every time.
Oh,
so I'm with Troy on this one.
Bunts. Give us at least a double. Give us at least a double.
Multi-sport analogy? Whew. All right, I'll give you a double. No, they were good bets. Congratulations, guys. But we got to move to the next one, right?
Buckets.
We got to move to the next one.
Buckets, I've just got to tell you, right? These two are unbearable. Bear in mind, it's not their money. They won. I've just got some evidence. Take a look at this.
Oh, no. Oh, we were fired up. We were fired up here in the studio. Troy, you loved it, didn't you? You loved that big old hug from Marco.
Just trying to enjoy the day, watch the game, and look at these two.
I feel like I'd be scared to go up and hug Troy like that. He's a big dude, right?
Yeah, he's comfortable. He's got very comfortable now.
I'd rather lose my own money than lose to you guys just for respect alone.
All right, so let's look ahead then to our updated standings for the tournament so far and what we've been put together in terms of our score predictions and our bets. Now, I hate to say it, second in the table. Marco, you're right there as well. Marcelo Balboa is going to be the king of the tournament because he hit that Virgil van Dijk plus a draw in the Japan-Netherlands game. But
also, he's not losing money because he's not here to work.
Well, he is going to be here. I believe he's going to
2 bets.
He's with us on Saturday for Matchday.
He's got to put 4 on just to catch up.
Yeah,
sure
so there we go.
Buckets is the betting expert. What's going on, Buckets?
Buckets.
Expert. Look at Nigel down there.
Oh my gosh. And Grella.
We started with 100, right? So I'm the betting expert, and I'm up a singular $1, baby. Let's see that momentum moving forward. Come on now.
You and Mackenzie Brooks, our other gambling expert, are up exactly $1.
What are we doing?
$1. Poor Nigel Coker, by the way. We're gonna have to extend him a line of credit in order to keep on going here with the.
You can sell sandwiches or something.
All right, so Buckets, as long as we're getting some bets from you, what do you have for us on Canada Qatar?
I feel like it's the most boring thing in the world to come on and say this every single show, but both teams to score continues to hit, and it continues to be plus money. It is plus 110 in this matchup. Now has cashed in 16 of the 26 World Cup matchups, and you guys already talked about you don't fully trust this Qatar defense, but they know that themselves. They know if they want to get points off this Canada side, they're going to have to press, they're going to have to make something happen, and I'm expecting goals in this one from both ends of the pitch, so I love both teams to score. And then a player prop to go with it. Now, it's nothing too crazy. I'm taking the easy pick. Like, for example, if you were to take Mbolo in that last game, this is the equivalent of doing that. I'm looking at Kyle Larin to score or assist at minus 120. It's him or Jonathan David. You can pretty much flip a coin or take whichever one you want. But I really liked what I saw out of Kyle in the last matchup, and I'm expecting to see more of that in this big match against Qatar.
Oh, nice. So you're going to make a whole $1 again. Well,
making fun of us. He's minus 120.
It's minus 120.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He was making fun of us. I see someone who's fifth in the standings.
He made $1.
If you need to, you could just hire the otters. Bring in 4 otters on screen, have them give bets for you guys. It probably would work just as well.
I'll sit them chug better.
You guys
oh man! I see a couple people in the top 3 here, ready to make some predictions, talking to someone who's made $1 throughout the tournament. So, Marco, what do you have in terms of score prediction for us on this one?
I actually don't remember what I put. 2-0. I put 2-0 for Canada. Yeah, home nation.
And Troy went for the same as well.
I felt good about it until I saw that Troy picked it too. So I don't know if I'm allowed to pick again. But either way, we all have a Canada win. I think we know that they do have more quality, and it's got to be their first win. Come on.
Yeah, and actually the only thing I would have done there, I wouldn't have gone for both teams to score with what Buckets had done. I actually would have went for Buchanan goal or assist any time.
Wait, Buckets has 3-0. I thought you just told the people to do.
No, I'm 3-1.
No. This is what
3-1.
Okay.
What you haven't realised is Buckets and Nigel are the same. So they say one thing, they do another, and then they can't lose.
You cover all your bases.
Yeah,
you cover all your bases.
Good strategy.
Yeah.
No, but
no matter what it ends, I'm saying that's what I had. 5-0, of course I had that. 3-3, yeah, I was right there.
You had 3-0.
I respect that. Yeah, we're being told that you had 3-0. So,
but
and then you've done.
But if you have adjusted to 3-1, then we'll do both teams to score then.
No, 3-1. Go with 3-1.
The last 2 days, he's been all over the place. Listen, I hope you have a better night. Enjoy. Maybe you won't be back tomorrow.
Thanks, guys. Whatever. I'll see you tomorrow.
Maybe.
Maybe. That's Buckets with his Canada-Qatar preview. That'll do it for us here in the build-up to this one. Enjoy the game. We'll be on at halftime and for Golazo Match Night. Stay with us here on the Golazo Network.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?